My name is Fidelis Eliku, a doctoral student of University of Maryland University College. Currently, I'm taking the MG 800, interpreting and translating management theory in practice. This presentation is a briefing to the owners of Grandville Engineering on the problems facing Grandville Engineering. Grandville Engineering began as a bicycle shop and grew to a multi-million-dollar company. The plant was running smoothly and production was great. The CEO and the COO had and still have a great relationships. Simeo always told the COO, "You run the plant and give me the best bearing in the world. I will do the external stuff and bring in the business." That formula worked very well throughout their stay in Grandville Engineering. Business was booming and the profits were good until the new innovation sets in. Transition Enterprise System acquired Grandville Engineering. They reorganized the top management position. They made the CEO a general manager of all text manufacturing operations worldwide. The COO was then promoted to the CEO of Grandville Engineering. And the board decided not to hire a replacement. Rather, they merged the two positions, CEO and COO. Shortly after the change in leadership, dynamics changed. Forecasting continued decline in revenue and revenue increasing costs. A report has described GVE's production technology as aging and too labor-intensive. This is driving up costs. The union has been at work in the past 2 years trying to organize GVE's production floor workers. The worry is about the younger ones, for whom the union appears to be making a great success. There is a considerable rise in assembly line stoppages, as well as missed production quota. The report from quality control showing that about 30% increase in sampled product output. These problems have been grouped and specified in 5 different categories: personal threats, social influences, technological threats, perceived threat, communication. A conceptual framework is a concept, assumptions, expectations. These are used to make conceptual distinctions and organize ideas, according to Miles and Huberman, 1994. The concept, the construct variables, the conceptual framework, the theories and hypotheses, the model and the variables. Now, making the concept. The concept of this problem is going to base on innovation, communication, time, and social systems. These will be linked to understand the different aspects of the identified problems in Grandville Engineering. The construct. We are going to look at the reward systems, the freeze on raises and profit sharing. We are going to look at the organizational support, the supervisor's support, innovation characteristics, the relative advantage of the innovation, training and development. The theory. Innovation diffusion theory was chosen to help address the current problem facing GVE. The theories seek to explain how things started declining in GVE, why innovation is failing, and the rates at which new idea and technology spreads. Rogers proposes that 4 key elements influences spread of new ideas, and these include innovation itself, communication channel, time, and social system. The innovation. Innovation is a new idea or newly developed way of completing a task. Innovation that are merely socially acceptable have an increased chances of being accepted by the society. The barriers include the relative advantage, which ask the question, is this innovation better than what already exists, or does it just fill void where nothing exists? It evaluations and then the consequences of decisions. Communication. Communication helps inform decisions. It creates acceptance and willingness to try. The medium of communications are the mass media and the personal channel. The mass media have the longest reach and is the most effective. But the personal channel could be one-on-one group or it could be the largest success. Most people depend largely on advice from one person or the other who have used such innovations. Time. Innovation decision process is broken down in steps. The process takes time because the structure of the steps must be followed. These steps include knowledge, persuasion, decision, implementation, and confirmation. The social system. Adoption of an innovation occurs at different rates by different divisions of population. There are 5 categories. Where each group falls depends on the innovation itself. The categories include the inventors, the early adopters, the early majority, late majority, and the laggards. Conclusions and recommendation. The challenge to integrate human factor into the acquisition process in Grandville engineering case remains unanswered. Larson and Finkelstein 1999 suggest that the integrative model should consider strategic, organizational, and human resources management as the main antecedent to merger and acquisition. Rogers recommends that different approaches must be used for different adapters because of their different characteristics. Recommendation. It is recommended that human factor organization, culture, and maintenance of core values in this process will reduce anxiety, improve performance, and result in adoption of the innovation. It is recommended that this position of a CEO and the COO functions will be separated and filled possibly within the organization. This will reduce and remove some workload from the newly promoted CEO. More emphasis is needed in maintaining the morale of the workers. It is vital to the successful conclusion of an ownership changeover. The first thing to do is restore the incentives as a motivating factor that have existed in the good old days. Finally, communicate more to the workers for them to understand the direction at which the company is going. Thank you.